We are not experts. Do not take advice from us. We are just people talking on the internet. We are not experts.
And welcome to Say Less, Say More. The trio that you never knew you needed. Go and get your money, little duffel bag boy.
Duffel bag boy.
We never take days off like Roman Reigns. So we got all the scoops for you tonight. Speaking of Roman Reigns, we got Royal Rumble reaction. We're going to talk a little Grammys. It's Black History Month, y'all. What does 2-5 hate this week? Does Jack have something in store for us?
What?
I think Jack's here, but I got the gang with me. The one and only El Residente. And then I mentioned Jack. I think that's his name tonight.
Come on, boy, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Jack. So, it's Mr. Did it, does it, always can do it. Why are you hiding my mic like that? Radical Jack, aka Swaggy J, aka Do the Damn Thing, man. DJ Radical Jack. What's that?
All right. Well, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
So, guys, what is happening this week in your worlds?
I started my new job today. You know what I'm saying, man? First day out, y'all. Bagging groceries. Had to ask paper or plastic. Didn't realize that we ain't got paper no more. But it is. You know, I was helping the HEB people out, man. So it was really cool. Really, really cool. Really happy. So, yeah, you know, first day of work was awesome.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations for sure. That's dope, man. Shoot, me had a pretty good weekend. You know, we're recording on a Monday. We normally record episodes on Thursday. Hey, Journey.
Hey, Journey.
But today we're recording on Monday, so getting over the weekend. I had a pretty relaxing weekend. Really stayed in and kicked with my wife. We had snow in Charleston. That was dope. All right. My niece Tegan came by, so I got to do some uncle time along with kicking out with my kids and just living life, man. And this week I'm actually be working out of Atlanta, so getting ready to head out there and do some work in the ATL shouter. So, what about you, 2-5?
So, you know, I was out here with these regular commoners this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Now that my house is, you know, got the ceiling work going on, you know, so I had to go to the laundromat and be amongst the people. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time, you know what I'm saying? And things just don't cost what they used to cost, you know? But besides that, you know what I'm saying? Everything is everything, you know, happy to be here another day. And, you know, that's it.
Nice. Thanks for sharing, bro. Thanks for sharing. So
that's awesome, brother.
So the thing we didn't talk about, right, is it's a very special part of the year.
It is?
I know where he's going with this.
It's a very special part of the year.
It's a special part of the year every day. But.
Well, so a few decades ago, there was a guy by the name of Carter G. Woodson. He came up with this idea that we should celebrate the achievements of African Americans, and he was given Black History Week. He actually wanted Black History Week, and then the government decided to give us Black History Month. So today is February 1st, the first day of Black History Month. So, 2-5, question for you. Is Black History Month still relevant?
All right. So first of all, let me just start this off by saying, I don't even know if I'm using this word right, but that's a loaded question. You know what I'm saying? Because like the way that I look at it is like this. Black history is every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's our job to talk to our children and the younger generations and let them know where we came from. We don't have to be reliant on this because all you learn in school is the same 3 or 4 people anyway. You know what I'm saying, from that standpoint, or at least I did when I was going to school. So, you know, so from that standpoint, Um, I want people to take pride in themselves every day. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a lot to be proud of that goes beyond the scope of February. You know, whether that's the things that we've overcome, whether that's where we are today, you know, there's a lot to celebrate. There's a lot to remember. But what happens is it gets reduced down to February, the shortest month of the year, by the way. And, you know, we have all these other things now, you know, like the Native American History Month and Hispanic History Month. And, you know, they gangster with theirs because they was like, we want October 15th to November 15th. So we going to overlap, you know what I'm saying? But I think that it is culturally relevant. And I think we need to talk about it more because I don't want to sound like any of these for real, you know, 70-year-olds or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying, we're using way too much hip hop and things like that, you know what I'm saying, as the basis of our culture instead of, you know, trying to actually celebrate and uplift our heroes.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand that take. So I want to correct something I said earlier. So Carter G. Woodson in 1926 established Black History Week. In 1970, it was expanded to a full month, and then the U.S. officially recognized it in 1976. So I wanted to make sure I sort of just level set there. But I want to sort of pick up where you just left off right there, because I do for sure think that it's important that we celebrate Black history every single day. Black history happens every single day. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen in isolation, and it shouldn't be taught really in isolation. It should be a part of an ongoing curriculum, right? So I used to teach elementary school. I taught 4th and 5th grade. And one thing that I made a point of it, so the way in South Carolina standards, at least, I can't speak for the entire nation, but when it comes to history, we pretty much run on the same cycle. For those who don't know, the actual subject of history is a part of the social studies curriculum, which started out was actually created by a guy by the name of Dewey. He came up with 5,000 facts that every U.S. citizen needs to know to be an American citizen. That's actually the basis for the entire U.S. History and social studies system. It's where it came from. Also, he's the same guy that also established the Dewey Decimal System. Fun fact. But when I taught history, it was really important to me that my young people in my class, whether they were Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever their background was, that they got Black history in every single topic that I taught. So when I talked about the Revolutionary War, I talked about Black people's role in the Revolutionary War. When I talked about Reconstruction, Black people's role in Reconstruction. When I talked about the Civil War, Black people outside of just being slaves, what did we do during the Revolutionary War? During the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, we should always be introducing information about the history of Black people and all marginalized people. But in this specific situation, we're talking about Black people. So that's a really important thing that we do. Also, something that we should be doing all throughout the year that's not really done is there are historical landmarks all around this country that tell the story of Black history in America. And we don't do a good enough job ourselves of getting our kids to those landmarks so we can tell them the stories. And when we don't do that, we do ourselves a disservice. And that's why things like Black History Month becomes important, because we aren't taking advantage of those opportunities on our own. There has to be some kind of collective action to make sure that it happens. So that's why I still feel it's relevant in that way, because their stories are not being told. Our young people are not learning about the great achievements of African Americans in the history of our country. So that's what I got. You good, Jack?
Yeah, Rez, what you said, that was pretty dope, man. Nice Black history facts. Is it still relevant? I think so. I just think I don't know. It's just Black History Month has always been this weird thing to me where it's like, back in the day, I guess it was necessary. Nowadays, it's like, they only let you talk about certain things in school. It's only the safe Blacks, like they only want you to talk about Martin Luther King. They don't want you to talk about Malcolm X. They don't want you to talk about Nat Turner. They don't want you to talk about, things that are like real. We can't discuss whether Harriet Tubman's freedom of slaves was overrated or overtold. Was the story factual or did they kind of spruce it up a little bit? They don't like you questioning things. It's kind of like religion. When you start talking to people about church, and you start questioning things, and you're questioning God, I don't know. Black History Month is cool, but I like to hear more than peanut butter, civil rights in 1968, and Rosa Parks.
Yeah, like one of the things that I like talking about is Charles Drew, because he discovered plasma, which is very relevant to saving lives as we speak. Every single day, there's plasma centers that are trying to use your plasma to save people. That's something that a black man contributed to the United States and to the world. So, so that's one of those things that, to your point, is that we hear about the protests, we hear about speeches, but give us those actions, right? Like when Colin Kaepernick was doing his thing and Jay-Z said, we passed kneeling now. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people didn't like that. But yes, we know about Martin. We know about W.E.B. Du Bois and these people who were great. But let's expand on that because they weren't the only ones. And to your point about Harriet Tubman, exactly, 100%. And those are the things that we can share around the table amongst our peers, our family, our children, whoever it may be. It doesn't have to be a school setting or something along those lines. And that's why like these months, like stuff like Valentine's Day, they bother me because that's the only time a lot of people take the time out to focus on these things.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Go ahead, Rez. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think the points you're making is great if the rest of the year we are actually talking about these things.
Right.
We're not. Right.
But that's
we don't
because
talk the fact
relegated it to February.
No,
we telling the people to do it now.
Do that. Right.
Do it, y'all.
It should be like we should not need a month. We should not. So in a perfect world, right? Because this is what we're doing. In a perfect world, we should not need a month to highlight the fact that black people had an instrumental role in making this country what it is. Guess what, y'all? The light bulb does not get finished if Lewis Latimer does not create the filament that makes like the stoplight does not exist if it wasn't for Garrett Morgan.
You'll get heart transplants and open heart surgery.
Open heart surgery, like the first brain transplant wasn't that done by Ben the dude that failed. Ben Carson, right? Like these are things like, and so if in July we were talking about this, we wouldn't have a need. So that's when it becomes, it's no longer relevant. It's no longer relevant when in June we're talking Black history. In October we're talking Black history. When we're introducing our kids to these things, that makes it irrelevant. Until that day, I will always champion a time where we are standing up and saying these achievements happened and we want to acknowledge them and appreciate them. So, shout out to the teachers. Oh, that other point I wanted to say, Jack, was about, you mentioned sort of like the safe Negroes that people talk about. Do you know that those aren't the only Negroes that are that are actually mentioned within the curriculum?
Well, so I can only speak for the school systems that I encountered.
You're actually not, but you're not actually talking about the systems. You're talking about the teachers who gave you the curriculum, who taught you, right?
Yeah.
Because y'all know that we didn't do the whole book. At no point, in no point in any school that I've ever been to did we go through every single page of every single chapter of every single book.
Yeah, that's true.
So what happens is they pick and choose the stuff that they want to talk about. Nat Turner, I can tell you, is in the curriculum.
Oh, you're a whole teacher. I'm tripping. I'm like, what?
Why
does he know the whole book? But it's like, oh, duh.
It's sort of like when we look at movies, like when we look at Sinners versus, that one movie with the jungle. Yeah, her. You know what I'm saying? That movie. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
but it's because one was a triumphant tale. You know what I'm saying? And the other one was people in their place to some degree for a lot of the movies. So so that reaction, it's not very palatable, you know what I'm saying? Because we only make up a certain segment of society percentage-wise.
Yes. That's where I was going. Because the vast majority of teachers are what?
White.
White what?
Men.
No,
white women.
White women make up the vast majority of teachers.
I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of white dudes. Okay.
No, I was gonna say, like, if I had to, I don't even, obviously I'm making this out of my ass, but like, if I had to like put a number on it, I would say it's like 70%.
Yeah. Teachers, let's see, teachers by percentage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the majority of teachers are definitely women, but I just know I've had a lot of male teachers. They were pretty much gym teachers that ended up being history teachers.
My male teachers were always the history teacher. You know what I mean? Like, I had women for everything
or
else.
gym.
It seemed like,
yep.
Yeah.
I was saying, gym and history.
So females are 77% of all, 74 to 77% of all teachers.
Dang.
Right? Let me see, and let me see.
You know, and that's
70 to 80% of all teachers are white.
Yeah, and see, and that's why we have these conversations.
Yeah.
When all the public stuff is going on, we say things like, we tell young black men, like, well, why don't you go be a cop then? Why don't you be the change that you want to, like, go be a teacher?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. The one thing that stands out to me every time I think about Black History Month, and it's crazy because like I don't remember Black History Month in any other grade, only 6th grade, because that was the year I did the project on Daniel Hale Williams, and I remember before I came home, I had told my teacher, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it on Malcolm X." He's like, "You guys need to pick an African American, somebody that you want to do it on." And he is, being a goofball, like, "You can do it on Michael Jordan or Snoop Dogg." And it's like, who? What? And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do Malcolm X." He's like, "Oh no, we can't do Malcolm X. Too militant.
See,
And
that's not the standard. Like, that's not the standard. Like, a teacher's not supposed to tell you that.
Right.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, as a
teacher
kid,
definitely ain't supposed to tell you to write about Calvin either.
Like, I'm not doing it anyway. It was just crazy because I was just like, "Dang, bro, like he's too militant." You know what I'm saying? But you talked to me about Hitler and the Holocaust, like that's not too militant. Our president Andrew Jackson, you talk about him, that's not too militant. So
right.
I just think, whatever, bro. Either way, Black History Month is cool, but I agree with Morgan Freeman. It should just be Black History, period. And I think it should be taught every month, just like.
Well, and I want to bring this up real quick, I promise. Saying I was watching one of them videos of that dude, right? Saying with the wife that I can't get off my Instagram pages. And he was having a conversation with a student about, like, the value of being colorblind. And you know what I mean? And to your point, Jack, a lot of that is how things should be, but it's not that way. So it's not going to happen overnight. So by telling me that that's what you wish for, like, well, make it happen then. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you bring it up more than I do.
That's it.
No, I feel you. I mean, I can only make it happen in my own house, unfortunately. And
we start with ourselves.
We could definitely do it more. I'm not the person to do it more because I don't care about too many things that extend past me. That's not.
Well, it's no different than being a Christian, right? You know what I mean? Like talking to people and speaking the gospel of Christ and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like people don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? But as a Christian, that's what you're going to spit, right?
Because you care about it, right? And
it's a part of your identity.
That's how I feel about Black history. So, like, especially raising Black kids, right? And we all have children who are at least half Black, right?
African American.
African Americans. So, but to me, like raising my kids, it was really important. I know we don't want to stay here too long, but it was really important to me that my kids understood where we came from. Like they understood outside of, because if I just leave it to the school system, my kids will see Black history this way.
Yeah.
Black people did not exist anywhere in the world. Some white people ended up on a continent that they knew nothing about, saw some Black people and said, "Ooh, let's make them slaves." Brought them to America, and then they disappeared, except in subservience, for like 300 years.
Yeah, you got to teach them about the Moors.
Then a white man comes and says, "Hey," these people shouldn't be slaves anymore. And then they were free. And then they disappeared again until Rosa Parks sat down and wouldn't get off the bus. That's how they would know our history. And I refuse for my kids to learn history that way. So as a father, I was intentional about talking about Black history, about showing them the monuments. When we took family road trips, we stopped at the Tuskegee Airmen monument that's right off the street, right down the street here in Walterboro. When we were in Florida, we went and found the Black stuff. The first thing I love to do when I go to a new place, what's the Black stuff that happened here? Let's go see it. There are people who live in Little Rock that know nothing about the Little Rock Nine. That's crazy.
It is crazy to live there and not know about it.
But they know that HBO show, I tell you that.
Banging
You know
Little
what I'm
Rock. That's
saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of banging guys.
Nah, hell no.
Banging guys?
Hell
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You're gonna fix
What?
that one.
There's gonna be a lot of banging. There's gonna be a lot of banging in San Francisco this weekend.
Oh, that's
Seattle-
crazy. What are we doing?
The Seattle Seahawks.
You doubled down in a crazy way.
Are they not going to be banging?
It's crazy.
The Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots have made it this far. It's all in the line. The championship is here. Super Bowl, that is, because I know some of y'all going to say championship. Jack, who went in the Super Bowl and what?
Okay, yeah. The Seattle Supersonics are going to defeat the Boston Celtics in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Why do you think that, Jack?
I think that the Seahawks just have the defense. I think the defense is really good at I think that Seattle defense is real deal for real.
Their defense is really good.
All
right, 2-5. What you got?
I got Seattle too because the Patriots wide receivers aren't going to create any separation. The Patriots don't use Travion Henderson enough, who will be the X factor if they choose to use him. On top of that, Seattle has found their run game. They started off the season really, really slow. So force Drake May to have to beat you. Force them to hold on to the ball and make them score quickly if they can. His numbers have gone down tremendously in the playoffs to include 86 yards in the AFC Championship game. Now, granted, with that being said, they played against the Chargers defense, Houston's defense, and Denver's defense. Well, guess what? Seattle's better than all of them. So, so I think it's going to be a tough day for Drake May. I think it will be a close game, but I think in the end, we're going to be looking at a game that's about 20-13 with about 8 minutes left in the game, and Seattle tacks on a touchdown to make it look like a blowout.
I really don't want to make this a wash. I really don't want to make this. I really don't want to make this a wash across the board. So I'm trying to. This is what I'll say. The way the Patriots can win this game is by getting to Drake early. They got to get to him. Not Drake, I'm sorry. They have to get to Sam Darnold early. They have to get him jittery. They have to get him seeing ghosts. They have to have people in his lap from the time the ball snaps at least the first half. Right? They have to be on him. If he has any level of comfort to where he can build out, get comfortable in that space, and just work within the game plan, it's going to be a very close game. And the Seattle defense is going to make enough plays to win the Super Bowl. The defense, like y'all already said, that defense is crazy good.
I ain't gonna lie, dog.
This might be it may be one of the only nameless defenses that I think could really do it. I think that the Ravens defense a couple years ago was this good, which is crazy because Mike McDonald was the coach of both of those. Yep. So shout out to him for building something consistent. But I think this defense, as long as Sam Darnold does not throw an interception or fumble, I don't see how the Seahawks lose.
I think that this is, and I might be crazy, I think we're going to get a replay of that old Seattle game where Peyton Manning got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Bad. I think we're going to halftime. We're not looking at Tom Brady coming back against Atlanta. We're looking like, well, that was a Super Bowl.
I will say, though,
where the wings at?
I will say, though, there is a part of me that would like to see New England win this game, just from the standpoint of, don't end up like the Chicago Bulls, right? Jordan retires, and then you just never win again. Like, win the Super Bowl without Tom Brady. That's a conversation I can't wait to have.
No, I agree with that for sure. I'm right there with you. I would love to see New England win only because of that. It's kind of like Kobe losing Shaq or Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. Like, you want to see success without the big dog around. But
if Bob Kraft wins a Super Bowl without Brady, is he the greatest owner of all time? Just when you're just talking like,
why not?
I mean, he might already be.
He's got 7 rings.
he has 7, right? But he has 7 rings. But the thing about the great franchises, right?
Six. Yeah.
I thought he had 7.
No, Brady got the one in Tampa. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. So, it's one thing to do it when you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and the greatest coach of all time. It's completely different to have to redo it all over again, retool, build it all over again, and win one with this team, which nobody thinks that this team is amazing.
Right.
Nobody thinks this team. Nobody came into this like the Patriots are going to win it. Drake May's in his 2nd year. Mike Vrabel's in his 1st year. Most of the defensive players are no name. Like, we know Christian Gonzalez, but the average fan doesn't know Christian Gonzalez and the rest of that secondary. They can't name a whole lot of players on that team. They don't know Ramondre Stevenson. They don't know they know Stephon Diggs because Cardi B maybe, but like the average fan don't know this team.
No, I think.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think this is the one year that the Patriots got to get it done. If they do pull it out and beat Seattle, this will be the year, because this year was the year that everybody had the easy walk. You had no Patty, you know what I mean? All you had to do is hope that Josh Allen fumbled in the playoffs, and you already knew that the odds were already against him anyway. You don't have Joe Burrow.
Well, you know what they say, right?
What?
Nobody circles the wagons like the New England Patriots.
All right.
Oh no, they don't say that.
No.
All right, so hey, let me pivot for a quick
Nobody
second.
says
We
that.
didn't have this written down, but let me pivot here for a second, just to get quick opinion though. Who's your guy? Who do you guys think should win Coach of the Year?
Nick Sirianni, because our offense was butt.
Yeah, so the candidates are Vrabel, McDonald, Shanahan, Liam Cohen, and Ben Johnson.
I have Shanahan. What Shanahan was able to do with
Mac Jones,
like dog, we had our starting quarterback was out for 8 games, bro. Like
y'all starting everything was out.
dog, so to me it comes down to Kyle Shanahan or Liam Cohen.
Which one is he?
Liam Cohen, Jacksonville. What he did with that team, based on what they have been in the last few years, is definitely admirable. I just think that Kyle had to overcome so much more.
I choose Ben Johnson. I do think that Kyle Shanahan should be the winner, but just to keep things flowing here, I like Ben Johnson because I feel like you saw his imprint on the Bears throughout the year. Like, they got better as time went on and got to the point where it was legit. Are they a Super Bowl contender? And last thing, and then the other thing is, you judge these teams sometimes. We talk about it every year. This team finished 5-3 in 1-score games and that type of thing. The Bears won those 1-score games. The Bears and the Broncos won those 1-score games. So I think that's that is Ben Johnson putting his mark on the team, and he has Caleb looking functional, right? People were talking about, is he going to be a bust? And now sky's the limit for Caleb.
I'm one of the people. I respect Caleb Williams as a quarterback. He has my respect. Unless he comes out next year and just completely is trash, I respect Caleb Williams.
But that's where for me, Caleb is why I can't make Ben Johnson the Coach of the Year.
Okay,
because in those 1-score games, it was Caleb doing superstar level things. It wasn't, this play was drawn up really well. It's this play fell apart and dude just made something happen.
But I also think that, and this is, me obviously speculating, but I think you give the coach credit for that confidence, because I don't think Caleb would have done that if this was last season. You know what I mean? Like, I think he put his personality.
Last year he would have tried it. He
just wouldn't have made it.
Right. He would have tried it. He would have failed at it. It wouldn't have went as well. This year he has another level of experience. He has more trust with his wide receivers. He knows the playbook a lot better than he did before. Except for DJ Moore. But he has much more trust in his receivers. Even the play that DJ Moore was him saying, like, no, I'm trusted. Like, those are stuff that was happening last year. It just didn't turn out the right way. This year, just like Jaden McDaniels, right? Last year, he was doing superstar level things to win those games.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't be like, oh, the coach did that. No, that was this dude being a rock
No,
star.
I think Ben just changed the culture, and that's what led to a lot of this. But we'll talk about that another day. Hey guys,
Yeah,
Riz,
good
do you know
talk
what
about that.
Thursday is?
I think Mike Vrabel was coach of the year. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I think that's who's going to win it. I think
Yeah.
that's who's going to win it. Yeah.
I think that's playing the results though.
Do you know what Thursday is, Riz?
Thursday is February the 5th.
2-5.
Jack, do you know what Thursday is?
2-5.
Thursday is the NBA trade deadline.
Oh,
Yes, that's going on this
nice.
week, and we already had our first trade this weekend. DeAndre Hunter from Cleveland to Sacramento for Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. And then a third team, Chicago, ended up with Dario Saric. You know what I mean? So I don't know what we're doing here. Maybe that means that Darius Garland is on his way out. I think they got two of the – Dennis Schroeder has been a leader the last couple of years. He's been playing multiple teams here, like Detroit last year. He put a certain level of confidence and leadership in their team last year.
Dennis Schroeder that was on Atlanta and the Lakers?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he's turned into a damn good player. I'm not saying he's a star, but you know what I'm saying? But he's the veteran now that is leading these teams. And then you got, allegedly Lonzo Ball is on the trade block for the Cavs. But Rez, is there, besides Giannis, without saying the name Giannis, do you think that there's someone of notoriety that we could see get traded?
I think Cat could get traded.
Ooh, he took my answer. Okay.
I've heard that Cat can get traded.
For Giannis.
I don't have inside sources.
Maybe.
That's the talk. But I could see him getting traded. I could see, realistically, I could see LeBron telling them, "Get me out of here."
Whoa.
Ain't going where? To Cleveland?
Hey, Laker fan, what do you think about that?
I think the only place he would let go of his no trade clause to go back to Cleveland.
Oh, well, that'd be cool. As a Laker fan, well, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't watch basketball no more. I don't care about it. I don't even know these names that y'all are saying. I mean, I know Dennis Schroeder.
You don't know Cat?
And I know Cat. Cat. He's a really strong guy. Really, really manly.
That's a weird thing to say about a basketball player.
Do you think
he's the new Chris Bosh?
So are we on the lookout for names like Ja, names like Zion?
Is Ja even good anymore?
He's still good when he plays. He just hurt all the time.
Oh, okay. So he's hurt, and then who's the other guy that gets hurt all the time? That was
Zion, Anthony Davis.
Now, Anthony Davis, he did enough to have, a good enough career to,
Well, I heard rumors of, that the Clippers might be interested in Anthony Davis, and I thought that was some of the funniest talk I've heard.
You know what I would like? It ain't never going to happen. I would like Anthony Edwards to get traded for Luka Doncic, and I would love to watch the LA Lakers every game just because I'm an Anthony Edwards fan.
Y'all hear this, America?
I don't know if Anthony Edwards
y'all would be
good.
so bad.
I don't know if he's still good. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the record.
Anthony Edwards is still really good. He's not Luka Doncic, though.
Yeah.
Well, he plays defense.
He does do that.
And Luka Doncic is arguably the worst defender that's a superstar ever. He might actually
be James Harden
defender in NBA history.
Have you heard of James Harden?
James Harden is a good defender. He just chose not to play defense. Luka Doncic does not play defense and has never showed us that he could.
James Harden has had
James Harden on OKC was a defensive monster.
Damn, that was like 13 years ago, bro.
I don't watch basketball no more, but when I talk about it, I know what I'm talking about. I don't watch this shit no more.
You know what?
All right,
13 years ago.
Rez would like you to do him a favor on February 15th and watch the NBA All-Star game.
Watch it.
So they changed the format this year. We got a new format this year. USA versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
We got 6 first-time All-Stars. You know what I'm saying? They are Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons. Denny Avia, my guy, former Wizard, now Trailblazer.
Hey,
Jamal
Everybody
Murray.
watching this right now, take a shot for every name that he says that I don't know. Take 2 shots.
Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets, of course. Jokic is 1A. Norm Powell from the Miami Heat. Chet Holmgren and Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks.
Take 4 shots.
So take 4 shots while we're getting bouncy right now.
Bouncy.
I turned it off so I can actually focus on it when I get off. I don't know.
Okay, but yeah, so but the All-Star game is the world versus USA. So same format as last year with the 3 teams, but one of the teams is going to be the world. So there's going to be a round.
Cool. I'm not mad at that. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a round robin tournament. Team A plays Team B. Loser plays Team C. And then plays Team 1. It's a mess.
It was cool at first, and then you said that. Like, why can't we just get 15 dudes?
If they all finish 1-1, then it goes to point differential to see who's going to play for the championship.
Jeez Louise, it ruined the All-Star game.
Yo. They're going to make this the most unbearable 3 hours of television.
Well, it was just that's the way they did the All-Star game last year. They just didn't have the world.
Did you watch it?
I did actually.
You enjoyed it?
I didn't want to.
I found something.
No, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it until the very last game. Jason Tatum, they were going hard in the last game, which is the problem with the All-Star game to begin with was, it was always that dunk fest in the first quarter when we were growing up. Because I know the younger kids be like, oh, so MJ and them was playing defense the whole All-Star? No, they were not. They would come out the first quarter and they would do their highlights. From the second quarter on, they played a little bit more defense each quarter. Until the fourth quarter, they locked it down. These guys play highlight for 3 quarters, play highlight for about the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and then somebody's up by 20 and they decide to play defense.
Didn't they have a 200-point game, like a 200-point game one year?
Did.
Yes, it was trash.
That's what I actually liked. I was going to bring that up too. I did like the Elam finish. Where they would go to the fourth quarter and have the
no. Before that, remember
I did like that.
Before they did the whole Team LeBron picks against this, the last West versus East, it was 250 points for the game, and nobody was playing defense.
I think that was the one in Charlotte.
It was bad. It was really bad, and then they changed it to we're gonna do team such and captain man picks this. The All-Star game has been trash since 2015. It hasn't been good in 10 years, so whatever.
Well, watch it anyway.
Watch it anyway. Mac McClung is not performing in the slam dunk contest.
Dang.
I was gonna get
He's retiring his title. Yep. So, and the only 2 names that I got for the 3-point contest so far are the dunk contest. Carter Bryant and Jackson Hayes. Those are the only 2 names I got.
Hey, 2 more shots.
Jackson Hayes plays for your team.
Cool. Take 2 more shots.
Anyway, guys, throw up your Puerto Rican flags.
All right.
Shakur Stevenson, took apart Teofimo Lopez straight up demolition style. So for all of y'all that said that Shakur doesn't fight, can't fight, he was talking to y'all.
Well, there's a reason why Tank Davis decided to retire, and all the Tank fans run from this. The dude is not a great boxer. He's a knockout artist who fought a couple of dudes that were just worse than him.
Yeah, ask any of his girlfriends.
He was scared of what's his name? Ghost? Is it Ghost? Is that his nickname?
He beat Ghost.
Who's the last fight that he had?
Oh, Lamont Roach.
Roach. I knew it was some name, but Roach beat him. I don't care what the
I agree.
Roach beat him, and then he was scared to fight him again, and he knew Shakur was coming, and he didn't want to fight him either. Tank, if you're watching this, you're a pussy. Anyway.
Hey, leave Baltimore out of this.
Did he beat did Shakur beat him like Bud beat Earl?
He beat him worse.
He didn't beat him worse than he didn't beat him worse than Buddy Errol Spence. That was
I thought you were
Bud
talking about
versus
Canelo.
Errol
My
Spence.
bad.
Bud versus Errol Spence was
That was a slaughter.
That was like that's me versus the boxing bag. Like,
but the Canelo one is a much better comparison because it literally was Teofimo could not get started. Like he could not everything that he wanted to try. Shakur was ready for it, and he had a counter for it, and he was jabbing him on the way in. He wasn't even like waiting for him to throw. Like he was throwing his punches, and then if he was like, okay, well I'm going to try to get fly and throw a punch this way, gah. Like his whole right side of his face was the color of Hunt's ketchup.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be a big topic on the Joe Budden podcast.
Joe Budden podcast.
Big Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, he took him apart, and so a lot of people have been saying they want to see Devin Haney. And
hold on, before we get to the next fight, I just want to just send this one out to dudes who talk a bunch of trash real quick, right? Because what Teofimo did before that fight, the way he was talking about crazy. Shakur Stevenson,
he took it back to I had your mama last night.
Dog, he was throwing a Frank party. he was throwing a Frank party at this man. Like
he said, come on to the meat factory.
No, dog, no. You don't talk to people like that when they got hands like that, bruh. Respect your opponent. It'll serve you. So go ahead, 2-5, because that.
But the scorecard had him winning 11 out of 12 rounds.
Yeah.
It was not close. And it was one of those things where when I was younger and I was learning about boxing, the old heads would tell me boxer versus fighter.
Uh-huh.
If the boxer can stay disciplined, the fighter doesn't have a chance unless he just lands something very clean. And that's what Teofimo, after about the fourth round, it was kind of like, that's the plan. You got to go for the knockout. But he couldn't because Shakur was letting him go. You know what I mean? And he was tagging him up.
And he wasn't bouncing around. He wasn't moving around.
He
was standing right in front of him.
Yeah.
Like standing right in front of him, just out skilling him.
Well, that's the bad part, right? Because Shakur had the reach too. So
he did.
Teofimo was trying to get in there, but you can't get in there with these dudes that jab the way that Shakur jabs because they're going to do enough to keep you just far enough away to not inflict any damage on them. So that's what happened. Yeah. But a lot of people are talking about Shakur and Haney, but then of course there was the post-fight stuff with Ben. Was it Conrad Ben?
Uh-huh.
There was so he's telling Shakur he's too little for him. And, they did enough in that to make me want to see that fight.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, I thought their post match interaction was really good. I thought they did a good job.
Shakur down on the ground.
Who?
Teofimo. He pushed him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Pushed him.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm just watching.
At least it was,
yeah, all right.
He was rocking him, dog.
Yeah, like Conor Ben is they because you know what, it didn't feel like WWE.
No,
when they were talking at the end, it kind of just felt like, hey, I respect you, what I'm saying, but I will give you the work.
Right.
But it was respectful though. Like it was like you too small, or like I will tear you apart just like I did him. It wasn't like beat me out on the street or like say what you say. It wasn't like the
I
bravado.
hate your mom.
Yeah, it was just straight up like, hey, who's better? Let's find out. And I respect that.
I hope they make the fight. I hope they make that fight. Because Tank ain't coming back to fight nobody. And
Tank just got caught, right?
Did he?
Yeah, he just
beat another woman.
Yeah, he beat up the woman, and then he was. I don't know if he was
on the run,
but they found him.
Oh
wow! Hey, look, let's just. I know we talked about it, but I just watched this dude use his face as his protection. Like, oh my god! Because what people don't know is I had a Royal Rumble fight the day of the TFO fight, so I couldn't see it. Like 2-5 came to my house and all that, and 2-5 went home and watched it just fine. I was flat out of there. I don't even know how I got in my bed. I'm watching these highlights. Shakur Stevenson beat the dog out this.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God! And this video I'm watching is only 2
That might be
minutes.
the best fight Shakur's had. You know what I mean? And from the standpoint of the criticisms that he receives, about how he's inactive, he doesn't do enough, he boxes too much versus getting dirty. That's why I said that's who he was talking to with this fight. I can do this too.
He was crisp out there. Dog. He was crisp.
It was
deadly.
But guys, we gotta do it. We gotta do it,
my guy. Where we going?
This man came off of a 2-year hiatus and won the Royal Rumble. So, Jack, talk to me about your Royal Rumble thoughts.
Come on, man. I told y'all who was going to win. I said Big Roman was going to win. I said it. Who else could it be? You know what I mean? There was names out there. We had names. I will say this before we glaze Roman. Before I do, I was hoping we got like an Attitude Era entry, and we could get like no old people. It was kind of weird. Like now
we got La Parka, bro.
I actually like that we didn't get any old people.
We got La Parka.
I don't mind getting like one, just so you can get like and then they get eliminated after 2 other entries come in. But regardless, Roman came in. But what I want to talk about is I really like the Royal Rumble, man. I see a lot of people saying they didn't like it. They thought it was trash. I really enjoyed the male version. The females did a great job, but I thought the male Royal Rumble was just as good. I loved everybody coming in. We got the LA Knight. LA Knight got eliminated way too fast, which it looks like we're probably not going to get the LA Knight push. But he got eliminated way too fast, and that was not okay. I love
Jack. You watching this?
I love. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be upset.
Gunther's coming out to the AJ Styles.
He do care with the AJ Styles music.
And he's doing his.
Oh, that's crazy. I can't wait to watch that again.
Go ahead, sorry.
Hey, look, I'm telling you now, don't ruin anything that has to do with my favorites, please. Whatever happens.
We won't. No, but that was hysterical.
But
he's coming out as Gunther the career killer. That's hysterical.
Cool.
That is kind of fire.
I love that we got Jey Uso doing the running back, and I love the fact that Roman was like, "Yeah, go ahead, cousin," and just popped him. Like, no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I love to see Jey and Roman actually try to eliminate each other and all that stuff. Yeah. It's a precursor to show that Jey has got his confidence and he's no longer like poor me, Jey. Braun Breaker, what they are doing to him, I don't know. I don't know if they're turning on him now and they don't want him to be a champion all of a sudden. Like, I think he lost the spark. I don't know what he did, but it looks like the feud between him and Adam Pearce might be like a thing. It might have been like some real rumblings backstage. Like, it might have been written out and all that kind of stuff, but there might be some real underlying issues. I saw the beginning of SmackDown. I didn't hear it, but I saw the beginning of Raw where he was having a temper tantrum. So I don't know what was going on with that, but it seems like either they're writing him to lead the Vision and he's going to go be Braun Breaker, the World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know. But the Royal Rumble, to me, I thought it was dope. AJ Styles' last match with Gunther, it was all right. It was mid. It wasn't trash. Wasn't great. It was cool, though. Gunther retired him. Cool. He went out the right way. Yeah. He went out the way Cena should have went out. No tap. You know what I'm saying? Just
pass out.
Jey Uso stone colded. Just passed out. What else? Oh, Liv Morgan won. Didn't like that. Anyway, Roman Reigns won the World Heavy. My bad. Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, and I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, what you think, Rez?
Nah, 2-5. I'm gonna come to you first, my guy. I want you to get your airtime. Go.
So let me straighten you guys out. You know what I'm saying? So Liv winning the Royal Rumble was a great decision. They've been trying to build her for years. She's improved so much in the ring. And I know it's, great for Jack to hate on her and everything. But, you know what I'm saying? But she is a part of the women's revolution, too. the women's Royal Rumble set the tone for the show, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then everything else fell flat after that. Because like even with the men's Royal Rumble, like I got my guy in the beginning, right? You know what I'm saying? My guy Conan the Barbarian came out there and started tossing everybody out. You know what I'm saying? And it was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar came out. They had one too many stare downs for my liking. But then they threw Brock out during Jey Uso's entrance. So while everybody was yeeting, you know what I'm saying, Brock was getting eliminated by Cody and LA Knight. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Damian Priest choke slam a stuffed animal. That happened. You know what I'm saying?
It did happen.
Yes,
It did.
he grabbed the
It
iguana. He grabbed the iguana from Mr. Iguana. He grabbed both of them and did a double choke slam on the stuffed animal and Mr. Iguana. Yeah. I feel like with the let me get back to the Braun Breaker point that you were making. I think that they're creating an arc for Seth Rollins' return. Or, you know what I'm saying, I saw this floating around, so I ain't going to take credit for it. But people were saying, what if Austin Theory is infiltrating the Division, you know, because he was the masked man, did the stomp, whatever.
That's what I wanted.
And then there another guy. So Seth's building his own group or whatever to battle Division. I like that idea. We'll see what comes to fruition. But as far as what the Royal Rumble was, I think that was a great storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Because Division has been running around, running roughshod, fucking over everybody. You know, he's going face to face with the authority, pushing the authority around, bullying the authority. So now, you know, what do? I know how bad you want to be world champion. And you're coming out number 2. I ain't even giving you the chance. And now you get Madman Braun, you know what I'm saying, which is going to be a character development arc for him. Yeah. And then once Seth comes, now you got a reason to care again when they hook up. Pause.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was definitely pause. I was gonna let you rock with that one, but yeah.
Yeah. So
what say you guys?
So what I'll say is this. I want to go back to y'all's take on the Women's Royal Rumble. I thought that the Women's Royal Rumble was really bad for the first half of it.
It was sloppy.
It was really bad. So let's think.
It was
sloppy. I was making wings.
1 and 2 are Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. They are a tag team, y'all, for those who don't know at home. They literally spent 4 minutes doing this in varying ways.
And faked a tackle.
Okay. And then people started coming in the ring, and as opposed to trying to like wrestle them and get them out of the ring so that they'd have some kind of advantage, no. We're going to allow people to come in. People literally just kept coming into the ring until there was at least, I want to say, Jordan Grace came in. I want to say Jordan Grace like 9th or 10th.
Somewhere around there.
That was the first person that kicked anybody out.
To be fair, who was number 3?
I don't even remember.
I can't remember. It was somebody that shouldn't have been that hard to get out. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Duck, they kicked. Duck, if you're gonna kick, if you have enough sense to know that kicking Braun Breaker out of the match as soon as he comes in, having somebody attack him and getting him kicked out as soon as he comes in is good for the storyline, then you know it's good for the storyline if you have the 2 women that are on the tag team that were tag team champions. Kiana James, right? Kiana James, right?
Yeah.
We don't need Kiana James for long term. Let's get her out.
I do.
Let's get her out of there.
I mean, she was impressive to me.
But
you know what one of my favorite moments of the Royal Rumble was, though? Kyrie bumping out Asuka.
Yeah, that was good.
See, but that's when it started getting good, though.
Kyrie that started boosting.
Yeah, because now, you know what I'm saying, and you saw that, look, Io had to, oh, no, your girl Lash. I'm sure Io has a black eye right now.
Hey, yo, she got kicked hard.
She kicked her hard. And Lash was in there just throwing around anything that wasn't moving.
Yeah, Lash is definitely going to get a boost for sure.
Well, Lash is built for the Royal Rumble. Right. The Royal Rumble doesn't require a whole lot of wrestling.
Oh, and then, of course,
they set her up really good against, like, the big dogs. They had her, you know, going toe-to-toe to Rhea. They even had her get the advantage over Rhea. And then what's the name came up. So that was pretty dope.
No, I was enjoying it until Brie Bella came out and the crowd reacted like it was Stone Cold.
They went crazy.
They went crazy for her.
I thought it was kind of dope. I was like, dang, dog. Like
They really love Rhea. And, I'm sorry, they really love Bree in Riyadh. And why were they doing that when she came out?
Because Daniel Bryan, her husband. Yes.
That's her husband?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson.
Imagine competing, or imagine comparing your husbands, and it's like, I'm married to Daniel Bryanson, and it's like, yeah, I'm married to John Cena. Shut up.
I mean, John wouldn't put a ring on it though. You know what I'm saying?
Bryan Danielson, also trained by Shawn Michaels.
And Sami Zayn,
one of the GOATs.
Sami Uso did not win the world title.
That hurt a little bit.
It wasn't that good of a match either.
No.
Well,
before we get out of Royal Rumble though, out of the actual Royal Rumble match. So I didn't hate Liv winning. I did not hate Liv winning. I wouldn't mind because she's going to be able to build. She's going to have some good promos leading to an actual match that's going to happen at WrestleMania. So I don't mind.
Now you got a story with her and Raquel potentially too.
Now you have a story with her and Raquel, which is kind of crazy because they showed a video of her celebrating with Raquel after the event, but now they're going to come on Raw and they're angry at each other. Right? The men's Royal Rumble, I thought was much better done than the women's Royal Rumble. I thought they were focusing on storylines throughout. Like the Braun Breaker getting kicked out by the Masked Man. They can build on that. Brock and Oba Femi having those stare downs. Like they were tearing through people, then staring at each other, then tearing through people, and then staring each other down. I thought that was good foreshadowing for the future. The Jey Uso and Roman Reigns thing, that's good foreshadowing for the future. They set up future matches based on what happened in their Royal Rumble. I felt like the women's match did not set up a whole bunch of future stuff.
I think I would have liked to have seen more Jacob Fatu.
I wouldn't have.
And Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre got rid of Cody for us, so thank you, Drew. That was the first thing.
Hey, that was actually kind of dope.
I liked.
Over hit Cody. I was like,
and then LA Knight came back.
Yeah,
and as soon as he got eliminated, I said, "Here we go with the bullshit again."
Yep.
Here we go again. Randy Orton had some cool RKO moments, of course.
Randy Orton got us drunk.
No, where I almost walked out of Jack's house and got in my car and went home was when Trick got eliminated.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Trick was in there 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just remember y'all came outside like, yo!
Yeah, we were mad. The whole house was upset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because we knew he wasn't going to win. You know what I mean? But, like, and where was Joe Hendry?
I would like to see him in the final 6. That would have been good to see him like in the final 6.
I mean, he could have at least been in the last 12, 15. Like,
they could have at least brought Joe Hendry. But
who put him out? Did not Cody put him out, right?
Trick.
Yeah, Cody put Trick out.
Yeah, I want to say yes. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then, saying, of course, saying, last thing real quick. So AJ Styles put the gloves back on?
Yeah. I think he goes to close out in TNA.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Either he closed out TNA or he put the gloves back on so he can give everybody the AJ.
I was really hoping
he's going to wrestle. He's going to wrestle again.
What I was really hoping was that he would come out and be a part of why Gunther got eliminated. That's what I was hoping for.
That would have been super cool.
Said, like, you take my career, I take your title shot. Saying something along those lines. But guys,
he just did a flying forearm.
I heard through good authority that the Grammys were last night. Yeah. And I heard through good authority that Bad Bunny won Album of the Year, Billie Eilish won Song of the Year, GNX, I think Kendrick Lamar won 3 awards.
4.
4. Okay, 4. The Clips, won a couple of awards. And Jack's favorite producer walked away with a trophy.
Hell yeah. My boy Dr. Dre, he did. He came out, thanked everybody for
Dr. Dre
respecting who he is, and then he named the award after himself. Then he gave it that little dude Pharrell. And Pharrell got up there. Virginia's own.
That's Mad Skills. First Grammy.
Mad Skills.
Virginia's own.
There you go. There you go.
Yo,
You
matter
know,
of fact,
but
Clips, Mad Skills, Pharrell. Didn't somebody else from Virginia?
Virginia was deep out there.
But
Teddy Riley?
Pharrell got up there telling everybody, his philosophical ways. If you're out there, don't stop working. Yeah, keep telling that to the HEB worker. Yeah, if you're out there, just work. Just keep working. Like you're not.
But he's saying, but the message.
No,
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna finish this point here, and I'm gonna go back to actually giving a good Grammy recap.
You should work always. Just keep working because your job is the best part of your life.
what would Damon Dash do?
He was saying that if you love what you do, become great at it. That's how you sell the product. You become great at it. So when you're working, you continue to work to becoming the best version of yourself as you can possibly be.
That is actually what he meant, but still.
Yeah. But going back, like the Grammys were amazing. I am an avid Grammy watcher. For those who don't know, like my first love is music, and I just knew that one day I would win a Grammy. Maybe one day I still will. I might do like a spoken word album or something like that wins a Grammy, but it won't be for what I thought it would have been. Because they do have podcast Grammys now, so we may get that one day. So shout out to y'all if we one day. Podcast Grammy. Make sure y'all paying attention. But no, but the Grammys were really, really a good night. The standout performances, the new artist category, that entire segment was really fire.
That was really cool.
Oh boy,
that was really cool.
That segment was really fire. I love the new format that they do it in, where they have all the new artists, the best new artists who were nominated for the category. They all perform. My guy Leon Thomas smoked his performance as I knew he would.
Pissed me off, dog.
But he did win one.
He didn't. He won two. He didn't win. He didn't win Best New Artist, but Olivia Dean won it.
And
no, I don't know
it'd
be him or Olivia Dean. No, Olivia
She's
Dean
a British singer.
I've never heard any of her music ever in life.
You've heard it, you just don't know it's her. You've heard her music, you just don't know it's her.
Didn't they play her most popular song yesterday?
No.
Oh,
I'm about to download her right now.
Yeah, no, she's fire. She's somebody that like I figured it was gonna be Leon Thomas or her. And I remember on the Joe Budden podcast that they actually said that they thought, they were like, once they realized that she was in it, they're like, oh, she's probably gonna take it. Like she just had one of those years. Leon Thomas did win, I want to say, best traditional R&B performance and best R&B song. No, best R&B song was Folded. But there was another one he won. He won 2 awards. So shout out to Leon Thomas. He had a good night.
Shout out to Folded though. It had to win. It had to.
Yeah, I want to say Folded won 2 as well. I want to say Folded got 2 awards.
Jelani wasn't there though, right?
She was there. She got her awards at the pre-show. They didn't do their awards live.
Oh, okay. I will say this because I think Rez is better to talk about the Grammys. He's more passionate about it than me. But I will say my favorite part of the Grammys, once D'Angelo's picture got up on that wall, oh man, got.
Dog.
And then they look.
I'm legit getting chills just thinking about that tribute.
Look, this how out of it I was. I texted him and I said, "Yo, they got Angie Stone performing."
You did. She's so good. She's so good. I'm like, Angie Stone's dead. But that tribute. So I want to say I won't even start at the D'Angelo tribute. Starting at the Ozzy Osbourne tribute.
Yeah,
because my man, what's the guy's name? I forgot his name. Not Post Malone. Was it Post Malone?
Jelly Roll?
Yeah, it was Post Malone.
No, it was Post Malone. No, Post Malone came out and started, what's the name of the song? Down the mountain, in my sense. Doug, he killed that song. And that was the first one. And then Lauryn Hill came out and the entire mood changed. And you're like, okay, is Lauryn gonna be able to get through this? Because she started with Nothing Even Matters. And then they pan over to the organ, and they have the empty organ with D'Angelo's picture behind it.
That was crazy with the casket.
Oh my gosh, Doug. So we're sitting there like, oh, this is crazy. Me and my wife, and then they just start pulling people out. Like freaking Lucky Day came
Jamie
out.
Foxx could not hold it together.
Doug, it was so
Foxx
good.
Was hurting last night.
Yeah, it was so good. Lucky Day came out. John Batiste came out. Layla Hathaway came out. Anthony Hamilton came out. I mean, they just every time you thought like they'd bring more and more people every time you thought it was over. And it was just an amazing, amazing performance and such a D'Angelo sized tribute. That is a tribute. Like from now on, if you want to do a tribute, call the people that put together this tribute.
Yeah, that was really good.
This
and then they move on. Didn't they do one
to
more?
Roberta Flack. Roberta Flack.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
I was about to say
Roberta Flack again. Just in the way, and I don't know if you caught this. D'Angelo. Oh my gosh. That's the time I feel like making love. That song was originally recorded by Roberta Flack, but was remade by D'Angelo. So they actually performed both versions of the song at the same time, like they were doing it as a back and forth. Like, just thinking of doing stuff like that. Raphael Sadiq was out there. Like,
he was.
Dog,
yeah, it was crazy.
I'm like, dog, like, that was such a good performance. Now, the one thing I do have to say, I got to make sure I say this. They did overlook South Carolina's own Angie Stone in the tribute. There was really no mention of her during the tribute. Huh?
She didn't die this year.
She did.
She died a few months before him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she died last year.
No, she died. No, she died right before D'Angelo did.
Well, I'm sorry. I take that back. I did not know that. My bad.
Yeah, but so like it was, you know, it sort of did take away from it, but just such a great performance.
Yeah.
And one more performance I got to talk about. That dang on Justin Bieber.
Hey, what y'all want? Justin Bieber with him.
Sir, I've heard your music.
That boy is a genius when it comes to that music, boy.
I was not familiar with your game, sir.
Oh, that's crazy.
Not to that degree.
I've been preaching Bieber fever for years.
Just thinking about what that performance was, I put it on par with one performance I've seen live at an award show. And it's when Kanye came out and did Runaway.
On MTV Awards.
The first time when he built that beat right there on stage and did that song, and everybody was just like, this might be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Look at you.
Justin Bieber, you, sir, from the way you built, is a very simple thing. It wasn't like it was a very simple loop. So it didn't take like a genius to build it out.
But but the way he performs the song, because that's not the way the song is. He changed the song.
Right. He came out in just like some like boxing shorts, it looks like, right? No shirt. I don't even know if he had on shoes.
I took it as him like bearing his soul in the music.
Bearing his soul. He had the mirror, and he didn't even look at the crowd the entire song. He sang into the mirror the entire time.
Yeah. I thought it was really dope. And Justin Bieber, we all know he's going through a lot. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought that was...
You got to think, you don't know what kind of year he's had because it's never going to come out what happened with him and Diddy.
Yeah.
This whole Diddy thing, like Bieber is the one that really, really was affected by that. And he's never come out and say it. So it's like, I don't know what kind of year he's had, but I really hope that his wife is as good as it looks like she's been to him in this time of need, because that was rough.
Yeah,
but
just shout out to that kid, man. That performance was amazing. And then Kendrick won another record of the year.
Did he win
again?
Luther.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, Luther. And I appreciated Kendrick. I never noticed it, but I was glad that he said that like we didn't cuss on it and all that kind of stuff. I never even thought about it. But
Yeah, so one rule: no profanity.
And even though it was a flub, I think it was amazing that Cher said Luther Vandross's name.
Luther Vandross.
I thought it was dope. It was a flub, but it was a dope flub. Like it worked out so well because it really showed a lot of love.
Yeah,
for
so sure.
Funny. Cher is like so rich.
Yo, Cher was hysterical, and I think Cher was very high.
Yeah, she said, "Yeah, I've been famous since I was 19, and I had my own show." And
she wasn't supposed to make a speech.
She's like, "I went through a rough time."
She was just there to hand out the award. She wasn't supposed to make a speech.
Yeah.
No, but remember, she won the award.
She won the award, but she wasn't supposed to make a speech, though.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't know what's going on with Chapel Roan, though. That was just wow.
She's a pretty artist, man.
She's a great artist.
Well, I was just
She's-
talking about
she's
the
young-
outfit
she's
she
young
had
Gaga.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, that was
Exactly.
crazy.
She's
Yeah,
young
yeah.
Gaga, and she's gonna do more than Lord did because Lord was a young Gaga.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm glad to hear you guys talking about things that you love.
Uh-oh.
Because let me fill you with some hate.
Uh-oh.
So look, you ever been talking to somebody and then you just go into full Samuel L. Jackson mode and go, English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Because I hate the lack of comprehension that has taken over this world.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Yeah, you thought I was gonna go somewhere else with it.
I
You know what
was
I
going to say, this is about the wildest 258 segment of all time. But go ahead, please.
Gotcha. No, but words, as Rez would say, words mean things. So if I say 1 + 1 is 2, don't tell me. So you're saying, no, I said it. I ain't gotta repeat it. Understand English. Understand the words that are coming out of my mouth because I try very hard to say what I mean. I say the things that I'm trying to say, and for you to come back and try to put your own interpretation, we call that listening with the intent to reply. No, listen to what the person is actually trying to tell you. And if you think you've got something screwed up or like tied up, how about you say, hey, so what did you mean by that? And you allow me that room to make my point versus you trying to add extra words, extra meanings, different entendres. That wasn't even the double I was going for. You know what I'm saying? And you coming out here, and that's the stuff that gets people in trouble. Oh, he said, do you understand English? Oh, you know what? He was talking about immigrants right there. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. Comprehend, listen with your ears, not your mouth. That's it.
I agree with everything you said.
That's a good hate segment. That's a good hate segment. Good hate segment.
I'll tell you two things, 2-5. Comprehension is going down because people are starting to talk and text the same way. Remember, we used to write a certain way and we speak a certain way, but now we're starting to mix the two because of text messages. Also, comprehension is just down in general because as a whole, like kids are just getting dumber. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just getting worse and worse, man. So yeah,
I hate that. Like every time, like I'm on TikTok or something, you know what I mean? Like oh, this and this and no, I didn't say those words. I said a very specific thing.
Said a very specific thing. Respond
You know
to what I said.
Yes.
Nah, I think you're absolutely right, bro. I have nothing to add to it. Great job.
All right,
Great
so
segment.
Jack, you got a take for us?
no, I got a movie for everybody. Though.
All right, that's
Rest froze a little bit.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the movie suggestion of the week. I'm actually pulling a rabbit out the hat with this one. I actually don't have one planned. But what I will suggest is a fun little family film.
Oh,
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was
Fun little family film. Fun little family film.
yeah, fun little family film. It's called Jumanji, and it stars Robin Williams. The reason I picked this movie is because, you know, I watched this movie with my daughter when all the other ones came out with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and it's like, Jumanji's cool. The CGI doesn't hold up at all with the monkeys, but they use practical effects. So the fake lion and the fake alligator / crocodile, it holds up because they didn't use CGI. So, you know, the water and all the effects that they have when the house is cracking apart and Robin Williams is swinging from the vine and being afraid of the lion, but also don't want to get snapped up by the alligator. Like, it's no CGI. So it's still a very fun movie to watch, and the danger still feels real. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, Jumanji, really good film. Yeah, 1994 classic.
All right.
All right.
So I actually will see your Jumanji and raise you one more movie I'm not the movie guy, but one of the challenges that me and my family are doing is the 28 days of Black History.
Oh, that list you.
Yeah. So my first movie was Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee.
Okay.
Classic. But I haven't watched that movie since I was a little kid. So it was really interesting to watch as an adult. For many reasons. Huh?
I've only seen it once, and
I've only seen it once. I saw it once when I was a kid, and yeah, I know I don't really watch movies twice. So I went back and I watched it last night. That was the first movie on my list. Very profound movie. Like the themes that were presented in that movie. Like if you're just talking about the socialization of like black culture, sort of the race relations, the way we deal with one another, the way we deal with other races, the way other races see us. There's one scene where literally they're just like spouting racial epithets at one another, and it goes going from scene to scene to scene to scene. It's good, it's black person to white person to Italian person to cop to Asian person to Latinx person. Like and they're going back and forth, and they're just saying racial, like they're just screaming all the racial epithets at one another, and done so artistically in a way where it's like, what are we doing? It's like it's saying that we all do this thing. That racism in and of itself isn't confined to one group, right? To call back to a conversation that me and Jack were having the other day. Like racism is not confined to one group. And if we're not careful, we become the thing that we hate the most. And I think that was really key. Another thing that really stood out to me in that movie that I didn't realize was like that the mayor, right? The mayor was the old drunk man, and he kept saying, "Don't call me a drunk. Don't call me a loser." And he called himself the mayor, and he referred to the kids as doctor and lawyer. The kids that just walked down the street, he referred to them as, "Come here, doctor. Come here, lawyer," right? As opposed to, "Come here, gangster. Come here, N-word," right? I'm not going to call you those things. I'm going to call you what I see you as in the future, right? And I love that. Even the fact that the riot that happens, like again, as a kid, you don't put it together. The riot literally happens because the guy is sitting in a black neighborhood in a white restaurant that's located in a predominantly black neighborhood. There's literally a conversation that's had between the father and the son that own the pizza shop. And the son says, because he doesn't like black people, he says, "Why don't we leave here and go back to where our people are and have this restaurant?" And the father says, "We raised these kids. These kids grew up on my food. These adults were kids that grew up in this restaurant eating my food. I take pride in the fact that I give them food." So the same man that's saying I take pride in giving these people food is also the same person that when he got mad because the guy wanted a picture of black people on the wall, he called them N-words because they weren't grateful for all that he did for them. Back to that dynamic of, look at what I did for you, right? Race relations. Even the well-meaning person who's in the society may see you subservient or see you less than when you don't live up to the standards that you wanted to live up to. The other one was Radio Raheem. Radio Raheem walks in with the radio. He's blasting Fight the Power. He plays that one song everywhere he goes. The dude breaks his radio, and that kicks off what became the riot.
But
the last,
I don't want to cut you off, but since you brought up Radio Raheem and the radio, there's a powerful scene in Do the Right Thing that a lot of people don't think about. Radio Raheem is walking around with Do the Right Thing. I mean, with Fight the Power. The Latino dude challenges Radio Raheem.
Yeah.
You're going tit for tat, and Radio Raheem wins. It's a silent win. It's just music. After a while, there's no words. It's just music. And you hear Radio Raheem win, and the Latino dude is like, all right, and turns his music all the way down. And you hear Fight the Power all the way to the end of that scene. There's no talking. It's just music. But keep going, Red. Like, that's a beautiful part of the movie that people don't even think.
No, it's you nailed it. And so, and the person who starts the fire is the guy that has the stutter. Right, the guy, the Mookie guy. That guy, he starts the fire inside the restaurant, and the last thing you see is him pinning a picture of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X on the wall in the pizzeria. Yep. They finally got the change. They had to burn down the restaurant in their neighborhood to get it, and I think the guy actually is supposed, I think it's supposed to signify that he stayed in and he died in the fire because he never comes out. But the last thing he did, he was willing to die to see that change happen. that there's so much there. So shout out to Spike Lee.
Spike does it big when he does it. I mean, there's some flubs in the repertoire, but he's that guy. He's the first black director that really mattered for real.
Yeah, and not for nothing. Two things, Rosie Perez. One, my family hated the intro of you dancing through the whole thing. They did not enjoy it. They did not like it at all. And also, hey parents, if you're gonna watch Do the Right Thing with your kids around, you probably need to get the minute marker when Spike Lee walks in the house and starts talking to Rosie Perez. Just go ahead and like fast forward.
Yeah. Like, go take a bath or something.
Yeah, just all right. That's my last tip. Great movie.
And also, Radio Raheem dying in that film is so prevalent to what happens today. Like, he died for no reason.
Right.
And when I watched that film, I want to say it was right after I Can't Breathe happened, which was crazy.
Oh, wow.
I watched that film, it was right after the I Can't Breathe thing. And I was like, I was in my room crying. Like, and I ain't one of them people. Like, they know I don't care about a lot. But, like, I was in my room bawling. Like, wow. Like,
so, some files came out.
Uh-oh.
We talk about something good and you bring up more propaganda.
Hey, I'm just following the show notes. Everything from Prince Andrew to Elon Musk to Bill Gates catching STDs, all that and more in the Epstein Files.
What more will we find out about your favorite?
My favorite part of the whole thing was Russell Wilson having to get on Twitter to defend himself because apparently his broker or whoever does his purchases was trying to get him to buy an airplane, and it turned out that it was that airplane. And Russell had to get on there explaining, I didn't know who that belonged to.
Right.
Like, I was just trying to buy a plane. And he got dragged.
Yeah.
Search, brother. You got too much money, too many connections. Like, come on, big dog.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know why the Epstein Files are important, right? And I want to make sure we're clear. They did not unredact the previously released Epstein Files, which would pretty much just like white paper with black lines on it. Like, that's really all that first edition was. The second one, there was a set. They released two sets of documents. One was the actual interviews. There were some like less redacted interviews that Jeffrey Epstein did, and there were victim interviews from over the years that they released as well. At the same time as they released that, and I'm sorry, in those documents, there was mention of President Trump. Take that for what you will. Just know his name was absolutely there.
Threatening family members and parents and everything.
There was things there. At the same time as they released that, because of course they were not going to just release the Epstein Files and let you talk about that, like the actual, like, substantiated evidence piece. They had to release some extra stuff to get you people talking. So what they also did, for those who don't know, is they released files from the anonymous Epstein line, where any of us can call in and just say, this happened to me with Jeffrey Epstein. And allegedly, there's lots of other celebrities that were mentioned and thrown into it that weren't even actually a part of the Jeffrey Epstein thing, namely Jay-Z. So I want to put that out there.
Yeah, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Eminem. And, and the craziest part about it for me was the timelines. Because, with the Jay-Z thing, they were like, he was an underground rapper, 1996. And I'm like, I don't know if Jeffrey Epstein's hanging out with underground rappers. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be of the clout to be hanging out with him. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's hanging out with Jay-Z in 96 for sure.
Right. And then there was Pusha T in 2007. And, and the thing about the Jay-Z thing that was the funniest thing about it was we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. And everybody was posting all these pictures of Jay-Z with Harvey Weinstein. And it's like, wrong one, guys. They don't all look alike.
Yeah, and, that's very wrong.
Yeah, so I don't know how popular Pusha T was in 2007. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, maybe Jeffrey Epstein really liked grinding.
Yeah, I
That
thought
sound.
you really knew it for grinding and bada.
I think that was around. I think that was Hell Half
What
No
happened to
Theory
that
that
boy?
was coming out around that time, and but Prince Andrew, and just anybody you could think of is in
Elite
the.
rich whites.
So what people need to do out there
You black was
is
like, oh,
figure out if you're reading the Epstein Files or if you're reading from that anonymous line. They are not
Line.
one and the same.
They're not the same.
Because that's where you get into defamation and slander and libel and all those cool litigation type words.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because everybody was going nuts. Like Jay-Z this and Jay-Z that. Nicki Minaj started tweeting about, like, look at Jay-Z with 15-year-old Aaliyah and 16-year-old Beyonce. And just, it was a mess.
Well, see, now, all right, let's bite. We're there. 2-5 brought it up. Let's bite. So, Nicki Minaj is definitely a junkie. All right. Definitely does.
What's up, Xavier Jackson?
Oh my gosh, I got you.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to say this very clear.
Radical Jack are not necessarily the views of Ray John Lewis or Mike Wilson. Please do not confuse the two. We are not the same. We are very different. Thank you.
Nicki Minaj probably does a line of coke for breakfast. And the thing is that we all have to remember is just because somebody's inebriated doesn't mean they're just making things up. Okay. So her pointing out that such and such is hanging out with such and such at this time frame does not sound crazy, right?
Well,
it doesn't,
except for the fact
it doesn't mean anything happened.
No, except for the fact that the Aaliyah fan club literally came out and said, one, in that photo that everybody likes to talk about, Aaliyah is 20.
No, that's fine. No, I wasn't done.
Okay.
All I'm saying is she's just saying things, pointing
and knowing
out.
Also, I just also want to say, knowing somebody when they're 16 does not mean you're having sex with them when they're 16.
Exactly.
Okay.
Shout out to 11.
But what I will say, that's crazy. What I will say is Nicki Minaj is a super duper duper mega star. Maybe not today. Maybe not on 2/2/26.
Yeah, no.
But Nicki Minaj at one point was the biggest female in the world, bar none.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Rap, she was.
Yeah,
so when she says certain things, as always, we take it with a grain of salt. But there's definitely some truth in the foolishness that she's saying, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I don't go by that. I can't say oh, this person was famous and was around famous people, so they have to have some kind of truth to what they're saying. Kanye West has said so many things that should make us say, okay, no.
That's true.
Kanye West, who went through the exact same trajectory as Nicki Minaj is going through right now.
And I think the same thing. Kanye said some stuff, and because of the quote-unquote outlandish part, we don't want to believe the things that could be true that aren't actually crazy.
Well, all right, cool. So which of those things?
It's one of those things about
the adrenochrome thing. Nobody on planet Earth will ever convince me that it's not real. I do believe that people are definitely sacrificing children. I do believe that people are doing these terrible things to kids and drinking their blood. I 10,000% believe that. And I understand if you don't, because for one, people don't want to believe that the world is as evil as it is, but it is. And I 100% believe that if somebody can blank children, then they can also blank children. There is no limitation to it. If I'm a savage, I'm a savage. I'm not going to say the words, but your imagination is there. If somebody's willing to do certain things, they're willing to do other things. So when these people talk about these terrible rituals and these demonic things that happen, or if you don't want to use religion, these evil things that happen, I believe that there is no limit to the scale. We have human trafficking. We have all these things that we see on a regular basis. There's a kid right now, unfortunately, watching his mom put makeup on to get ready to have a regular day. Like, there's a lot of terrible things that happen on this planet. And I don't believe that there are people out here with a limitless amount of money and it's just, oh, it's just this guy, that guy. But the people that we love are not part of that too. I think that there's a
No,
lot of
but
people out
that
here.
but see,
Now that I
think
mean,
so. But I think you're taking two different things and making them one, right? Do I believe there are evil people in the world? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I believe that there are people who harm children? Yes.
Yes.
Do I believe that's the majority of people?
no.
No.
I didn't agree with the majority.
Do I think that's restricted to really? Do I think people get really, really rich and then decide I'm going to do that? No. I think if you're going to do that, you would do that if you're poor. And like, I think it's much more like they do this thing with celebrity where it's a person is celebrity, ergo they did something evil to make it there. Somebody's rich, therefore they have to be inherently evil or have something negative about them. I am the opposite of what you said. I believe that the vast majority of people are good. I believe that, like, my grandma used to have this thing on her, as a little thing on her toaster. It said, even if you told me that the world was going to fall apart tomorrow, I would still believe that people are good at heart. Like I will always have that. I cannot live in a world and believe that the vast majority of people are evil, because I have to believe, right, especially as a Christian, right, that at our heart, we are made in God's image. I can't say we're made in God's image and then say I think that most people are evil.
I can't.
That's not God's image. But there's always been good and evil. There's always been good and evil.
Yeah,
But
and I would say
even,
people like you are the reason why I'm married. My wife is exactly why. That you are the reason that, like, I married my wife. You have the same exact mentality that she has, and she's the person that makes me not look at everybody like they're pieces of shit.
They're good people.
My wife sees sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies. I see evil, vile, disgusting people that are willing.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about last week. You know, the bad and the negative just stands out more.
Yeah,
it's a little bit
that's
louder. You know, nobody's traumatized by happiness. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So like, there's that. So I think that at some point, I don't think that the majority of people are evil, but I just think that old school style, you know, you don't put nothing past nobody. And a lot of those people, and a lot of those people that we're talking about, there's not a name you could tell me that is involved in any of this stuff that would surprise me.
Yeah. And that's my thing. I'm not saying they're all evil, Rez. I don't want that to be the message if that's what it sounded like. What I'm saying is I think the richer people, they got more power. And when you have power, unfortunately, as we know, with great power comes great responsibility. And a lot of people just simply can't handle the power. And we could take that down to something small, like a job promotion. You could be the coolest dude on the world, and as soon as you get that supervisor position, what happens? People just stop rocking with you. And it ain't because you're a bad supervisor. It's because you're a bad person, and you let the power go to your head. And that's something small. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, that's what I mean when I say, like, there's people that could be really, really good people. And it's like, wow, at a smaller scale, look at it this way. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. Whatever comes out, if Drake was to come out and they would say, like, oh, Drake did this, this, and this, none of us would be like, oh, that's crazy, right? If J. Cole came out and they said, oh, he did this and this, we'd all look at it like, wait, what? Not Cole. Yeah. But Kendrick, unfortunately, I'm not saying that Kendrick has done anything, and I don't want nobody to think that, but because of the success that is now happening to Kendrick, there are people who are looking at it like, dang, I thought he was more on the Cole side, and they're seeing that he can fit in on that Drake side now. And that's the sad part about people going up, because of the sucky people that are there. Unfortunately, the good people that are also up there, they get wrapped into it because.
No, but yes and no, because that's becomes a matter of narrative. It's do we want to? It's what do we want to believe? So if we start saying, I want to believe like, the truth. If we just start saying, like, you just start putting nasty stuff on people, then yeah, it's gonna be more likely. Oh, yeah, I heard that. Like just like the Drake thing, right? We were talking earlier about the Drake daughter thing, right?
Right.
Drake may not have a daughter, But now, because Kendrick put it out there, if it came on the door, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But that wasn't something we expected. So I just that's also why I'm very cautious about what I put on people, right? I don't repeat stuff I don't know to be true for myself for the most part. Because I don't want people putting things on me. Like I've had people make up lies about me that literally, like, as a teacher, if you're a male teacher, and if any black male teachers or female teachers for that matter, if you're a male teacher at a school, somebody's gonna make up a rumor that you're sleeping with one of the teachers. It's gonna happen.
For sure, yeah.
It's gonna happen. People started full rumors like, oh yeah, he messed with da-da-da-da, and he messed with da-da-da. And I'm like, Doc, I'm just in my classroom, teaching my class, going on to my wife and my kids. I don't bother nobody. But if you do that enough times, and somebody says, hey, you know, Red sleeping with da-da-da, they be like, oh yeah, I heard the da-da-da-da. It makes it more
I think that's another.
That's what I always say. If you would hide a child once, you would hide a child a second time.
I mean, that makes sense too.
But
I think
even if he never hit a child, like let's assume that he never hit a child in the first place. Like I was not messing around on my wife. There was no reason for anybody to think that. None. They just was like, oh, it's got to be because he's in her classroom too much. That was my teaching partner. That's what you do with your teacher partner. If we were two females, nobody would have said anything. It's the fact that I'm a black male and I'm an attractive black male. Shout out to me.
I knew he was gonna walk himself into the like.
You know what I mean?
Like,
you know what I mean? I understand.
But I do think that's why the evil stuff happens, though, is because you know, like, it's so easy to believe it because what we see in Hollywood, and I being the conspiracy theorist on the show, I truly believe Hollywood is just naturally evil. I've met too many people in real life that have been in Hollywood. I've seen too many documentaries about it. And as a person who has just lived on Earth, I've seen too much evil in my own life. I've witnessed people do some terrible things to not believe, like, man, we hear a story about Michael Jackson and then you dig into it and you hear about how terrible his father was outside of the whoopings. But there's other things. When you hear about Quincy Jones and you hear about the clubs that they used to go to and then you hear about what Quincy Jones was doing, it's like, that's not hard. When you hear about a Diddy or you hear about R. Kelly and you think about all the people that they know that knew these things that happened and they still didn't do. Because people think about evil and think about the people that do the evil, but they don't think about the people that are shutting up and they let their silence be the okay voice.
I can agree there.
So that's why I look at shitty people and I'm like, nah, dog. Because if you're doing something evil and you're watching somebody do it and you're not stepping in, you're just as trash as they are to me.
And we're gonna get bipolar again because Rez is gonna give us a relationship.
All right, guys. So y'all know I love love. You know, I'm here to, you know, give you guys another relationship this week. So I'm gonna make it quick, real quickly. So last week, I was out. I had a meeting at work. I had a meeting, go meet with this dope young man who's actually gonna become one of my interns at my organization. But just a phenomenal young man. Came back home and I was sort of tired, but I called my wife. Hey, what do you want for lunch? I picked her up some lunch. I brought her back to the house. Go back to the house and sitting down, scrolling through my timeline and realized my wife just posted that she wanted a seafood boil. Now, for those who aren't from a place where they sell seafood boils, it's crab legs and whatever you put with the crab legs. So some people do shrimp. We do shrimp, sausage, eggs, that kind of thing. You know, it's nice. I do mine in the oven. I don't boil it in a pot. But I got up out of my bed, went to the seafood restaurant, seafood place, got the crab leg stuff, and so I could make my wife a crab boil. I made her a crab boil. I made her some drinks. We sat down. We had a great day, and it was really dope. And it made me think about this show, right? Because one of the things that I want to do is always give my guys some little tidbits on, you know, one step you can take to make your relationship a little bit better. And what I'll tell you is, I'm not telling you like you have to go buy crab boils. What I'm telling you is I paid attention. I paid attention to my wife. I paid attention to something that she wanted, right? Something big, something small. On a smaller scale, there are times where I'm driving home from work, especially when I ate candy, and I would stop at a gas station and grab my wife a bag of Skittles and give her a bag of Skittles because I know my wife loves Skittles. So I was thinking about you on my way home. I stopped and got you this one little thing that just says, I thought about you. Fellas, take the time to show her you're paying attention. Show her you know her favorite candy. Show her you know her favorite flower. Show her you know her favorite restaurant without her telling you. Fill a need that she has. Like, if you're on Facebook and you see her talking about this one place or one restaurant she really wants to go to, book a reservation. Take her to the reservation. Take her to the restaurant. You know, do those things, those little things add up. Paying attention adds up. Because that when you do that, you make it harder. You make it harder for other people to slide into your girl's DMs and offer something that you're not, because you're filling that gap. So pay attention, fellas.
I like to just get flowers because it's Wednesday and it's 4, little small things like that. And Rez already talked about this, but because we are actually in February, please stop being the guy that says I do Valentine's Day all the time, so she should be good. Like,
right.
Please stop.
Right.
It's not even like being the guy who's like great at it, but it's literally annoying. Like, if you do Valentine's Day every day, don't be I'm not doing it because I don't celebrate the holiday today. Like, I'm not gonna be the guy that does it today, but you want your girl to go out and see everybody else celebrating love, but because you are like, I don't do holidays, now you want her to go out there looking stupid as hell and not feeling appreciated on the one day that you're supposed to feel appreciated. If you do it every day, liar, then do it that day too.
It's a day.
Yeah, that day is a day.
Yeah, it's a day.
Like, dog.
That is kind of hilarious, I gotta admit, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, treat your girl right, you know what I'm saying, let her know how special she is to you.
For sure.
That's all it is.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, on that note,
I say that as one of the people that used to be one of you idiots too. They used to be like, "Oh, I don't care. I do Valentine's Day every day. I don't like you sound stupid."
I treat my girl like a queen every day. I don't gotta buy her nothing today. Meanwhile, she's at work. She at work. All of her friends getting flowers delivered, getting teddy bears, candy bars. Yeah, well, girl, he loves me every day. Did he buy you candies and teddy bears yesterday?
No.
No.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? There you go.
Meanwhile, that dude
there you go.
But you know what? That dude at her job though.
Hey,
Hey, girl, that's messed up, man. If you was my queen.
guess what? Guess what he does on his lunch break? He sacrifices his stomach. And
Yep.
goes to your girl,
Yep.
biggest teddy bear at HEB.
Yep. Hey, let me get you this teddy bear, girl. Hey, I didn't want you. I couldn't bear to see you sitting down here without something. You had to have something.
You see that, y'all? Caring about what other
craziest
people
part
think
is,
can be
Rez?
dangerous.
Craziest part about that, Rez, is I said he got the biggest teddy bear. That man could have got your girl with a pack of Starburst and a
Yep.
Coke.
Yep.
If you don't take nothing else away from it, just take away your girl care about what other people think.
She does.
That's
And
it.
so do you.
That's it.
And so do you. All right.
All right, Jack, take us out of here.
Jack, take us out of here so we can watch Monday Night Raw.
Facts.
Hey, Liv.
You want to see this one, Jack, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right, y'all. Once again, appreciate y'all, man. We're recording on a new night, so this is different. This is an entry to the new world. But yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for time last time listening.
We just 3 guys with uncommon perspectives, y'all. Me, Jack, 25, every single week. Come out, check out the Say Less, Say More podcast. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere we be at. Follow us there. Why? Because we're the best podcast in America. Joe Budden Podcast.
Joe Budden Podcast.
We're coming for you.
Open dialogue,
for
always
the number 1 spot. Oh, God.
And don't forget about Valentine's Day.
Get your girl something for Valentine's Day. Next week, we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day special where we telling y'all what to do for your girls if you don't got nothing planned.
All kinds of lists. All kinds of cool things. Little
Happy
things.
Black History Month.
Happy nigga month.
The thoughts of Radical Jack. On the damn outro.
Jackson.
We
AKA
just say the
radical,
N-word one time. I had
not
to.
necessarily the views of Ray John Lewis or Mike Wilson.
All right,
Please
y'all.
do not confuse
I love
the
this.
two.
I don't have to
We are
edit
not
this
the
part at
same.
all.
We are very different. Thank you.
All right, say bye.
Bye.